After being dumbfounded after getting dumped by both his fiancée and ex-girlfriend at the same time. Gordon's parents even heard about his terrible deeds, and they were furious at him. They immediately disowned him and kicked him out of the house. He couldn't stay at their house anymore. Gordon asked Leah and Jonathan to let him stay at their place for a few days, but they both refused. They don't want anything to do with him anymore. Gordon kept calling and texted Fiona to get back with her, but Fiona completely ignored his calls and texted messages, then blocked his number. Gordon thought he could rely on his friends, but he was wrong. Apparently, Linda told his friends about his terrible deeds towards her and Fiona, so they knew what Gordon did. Gordon begged his friends to let him stay at their place for a while, but they refuse. After they hear about Gordon's betrayal, he lost all his friends as a result. Gordon managed to find a place to stay. However, it is a pretty shabby apartment, but it's the only cheapest place that he could afford, so he has to deal with it. Since Gordon couldn't find any companies to work at, he had no other choice but to work as a cashier at a convenience store. But somehow he mess up and gets scolded by his strict manager. Gordon had a difficult time living on his own, struggling to make child support payments for his ex-girlfriend and all the money he owed her that he hasn't paid her back yet. On top of that, Gordon has to make payments for the wedding cancellation fee that his ex-fiancée and him already paid for, so he'll be working his ass off to make the payment. Since he has no one to rely on, he was on his own. Well, sucks to be him. This is what he gets for cheating both his ex-girlfriend and fiancée. Well, serves that asshole right for his whole shit.
After incident during the wedding ceremony, his mother banished him from the Koi Kingdom and was removed from the royal family. Kaio kept apologizing to Senna, but she didn't forgive him. Then her friend stood up and told him to go away. Kaio also got beat up by his brother and his ex-friends for getting close to Senna. Since Kaio is no longer the son of the Koi family and lost his position of being the prince of a royal family, he was nothing. Kaio spent his whole life in the underwater cave as his new home. Talk about being the royal, arrogant, spoiled prince of a royal family.
After the stalker problem between Yuji Takahashi is ended, Yuji was arrested and was taken away by the police. Yuji has to spend 20 days behind bars for stalking Sakurako. After Yuji was finally released from jail, he took flight back home to the US. After Yuji returned home, he got a call from the manager to tell to report to his office. When Yuji arrived at the manager office, the manager fired him. Turns out Chizuru sent the video to her uncle of Yuji raping Sakurako. The manager was completely shocked after seeing the video, so he immediately fired him at that spot. Sakurako filed a restraining order against Yuji during court for stalking. With enough evidences that she has, the court took a request. Since no other agencies could hire Yuji after his stalking and harassment was exposed, Yuji started working as janitor at a convenience store, with his strict manager yelling at him while mopping the floors. Since Yuji couldn't rely on his parents after they found out about he'd been stalking Sakurako, they immediately cut him off. He has no other choice but to work his ass off to make ends meet. Well, then what he gets for all the trouble that he caused Sakurako with his damn creepy stalking.